And let's go look at the god of Neptune's peak.
Wow.
Ciao from our hotel.
We're back, and it is a bit weird vlogging. We haven't done it in a while. We just finished post all our Chinese series.
For the next videos, we're actually going to be going into the backlog of our hard drives and pulling out some old places that we went to that we never got the chance to edit the videos for. So we're going to show you some amazing places in our past travels, and we hope that you like them.
But before, we are in Bologna, and this is known as the food capital of Italy, and we are foodies, so we couldn't miss this opportunity.
We're also going to show you some other history and maybe a little bit of LGBTQ plus culture, because it's a very liberal place here as well.
And now it's dinner time, so let's go, let's get some tortellini, as they say here.
I want some lasagna. Cheers. So we already did two of the many dishes that Bologna is famous for, which is
the lasagna, which is also called the pasticcio. I'm not sure here in Bologna, but in my area, near Venice, we call it also pasticcio, the lasagna, la bolognese. Bolognese is the sauce.
it's hot.
And then we had the tagliatelle a ragù alla bolognese again. The sauce and tagliatelle is this flat spaghetti, and usually it's pasta all'uovo, so like basically the pasta, the dough is made with eggs.
Yep. But unfortunately the portions were not as big as we would have liked. We haven't eaten all day. So we're moving on to our next Bolognese dish, I guess you could say, a Piadina.
Yeah, Piadina Romagnola. The Piadina is from the seaside, let's say. This is a classic one. It has prosciutto crudo, some kind of ham, rucola, and squacquerone is soft cheese.
Yummy!
Sufficiently full, that marks the end of our first evening in Bologna.
Good morning, sir.
We are in Via dell'Indipendenza, which is the street that connects the station of Bologna with Piazza Maggiore, which is the main square of Bologna. And we already encountered so many portici, or porticoes in English, which is this structure with columns that cover the side of the street.
So these porticoes came about in the Middle Ages, let's say, around the 10th century. During that time, Bologna was thriving kind of as its own area, its own commune, and a lot of people were moving in, so they needed to expand their living spaces. So what they did was they would expand their attic and actually like hold it up with wooden columns, let's say. This was kind of looked down upon, but it was spreading throughout the city. And then they realized how useful it actually was, because you could actually walk under these porticos for a long time, and if it was a rainy day, you don't have to get hit by the rain.
We wish there was a portico now, but look at that, we have one straight in front of us.
So they expanded into these beautiful structures that we have today.
The city is covered with 42 kilometers of porticos, and the longest porticos is also in Bologna. It connects the city with the church of San Luca, which is above a hill. Maybe we'll go there after. And its length is 3.5 kilometers. to the area which is called the Little Venice, because you can see a canal from a small window there. That's the best part. There were many canals in Bologna, not as many as Venice, but many were covered during the last century.
So what do you think of Little Venice compared to actual Venice, where you're from?
Well, they are two different cities.
No comparison.
They offer something different. This is the Basilica Metropolitana di San Pietro. It's not the main cathedral of Bologna, and it's famous for its Baroque facade, but it's older than Baroque. It's a 1,000 years old building. Let's go and check it out. It is stunning. Yeah, it must have been completely redone because it looks 100% Baroque.
Okay, so we got in right before it closed. It was stunning. Behind me, you can see this bell tower. That style has been the same since the 10th century, while the rest of the church has changed many, many times.
So
Okay, we
are in Piazza Maggiore.
Specifically the forestry that's been put up here.
Yeah, and behind us there's the fountain made by Gian Bologna, and it depicts Neptune.
It has a little saucy secret, which is you would never know if you were just kind of like wandering around.
Oh, you would know, trust
You
me.
would know.
Trust me.
Basically, this square was created during the 1500s, and it was a clerical church time in the city. So they knocked down a bunch of medieval houses to build this square, and when they put up the statue of Neptune, Neptune is often noted as quite a sexual god. He's quite, he gets around, let's say. And the church would not accept that. So basically, the creator, what is his name? Gian Bologna, ended up playing with perspective and using the hand to actually create this image.
He gave back virility to the god of the sea.
Yeah.
And
so it's been a joke for the Bolognese for years. Let's go look at the god of Neptune's penis.
Wow.
Also the girls, the nymphs, are quite sexual.
Yeah, you could try to suppress sexuality, but it's just not going to happen, is it? We're sexual beings. What do you think about the prices so far in Bologna?
Well, they're still okay.
Yeah, it's not as much as maybe like bigger cities, but
Yeah.
I think we were expecting it to be a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, and also the positive thing is that I guess here in the center you pay more, but you also still have quality because it's not as touristy as other cities. Yeah, if you get the opportunity to eat outside of the center, especially like in the hills around Bologna, you'll get a better deal. This is called papiro. We do them also in Padova, and basically friends and family of the people who get the degree, graduates, make this kind of funny thing. This funny design. How do you say, caricatura?
We're right off of the Piazza Maggiore, and apparently there's these two columns where you can go to non-consequential columns and speak into it, even a whisper, and the person on the other side can hear it. And this was apparently used during plague times, when you had plague victims and the lepers. They needed to communicate.
Or to confess.
To confess, exactly.
The priest.
So let's see if it actually works. Fabio, can you hear me? Fabio. Yeah, I hear you. Do you hear me? That's crazy. Fabio's over there. And I'm here. Oh my god, hello. If you also have like naughty thoughts about another person and you were here during the clerical period, that was probably a good way to...
Yeah.
Okay, wait,
So
do a little quick spin.
Here we are in Piazza Maggiore, which became the center of civic activities and trade in 13th century. As you can see behind us, there's the Cathedral of San Petronio, which is incomplete. Part of the facade is Gothic. That's a pope in disguise. So it was a statue of a pope, one Gregory something, and Gregory number, maybe the 13th. And it was disguised as San Petronio when Napoleon came to Bologna, because he didn't have a really good relation with the popes, with the church, so they eventually tried to hide it as San Petronio so they could keep the statue as it was.
Okay, now we have a little bit of a surprise for you. We're going to be taking a tortellini break, a tortellini workshop actually, and we're going to try to show you as much as we can from it. Actually, this wasn't our first food workshop. We just were in Rome for a month doing a house sit, and we did a pizza making workshop over there. So before we jump into the tortellini workshop, let's talk about our journey from Rome to Bologna. So the journey here was really quite smooth, thanks much to our level 8 suitcases that were gifted to us.
Yes, we got to pick the model. I took this trolley where I can also store my laptop. And
I went with a huge suitcase that's navy blue. I really like the color, and also I really like this robust handlebar as well. It makes it really easy to maneuver around people. And usually we're a bit more backpackers, but we've definitely been converted into traveling this way, especially because we took the bus from Rome to Bologna today, so there was a lot of transferring around, and it just made it really easy. Finally, we didn't have to carry so much on our backs. From rolling the wheels over the pavement, that was very smooth, to then getting on the local bus, we were able to tuck these really neatly into the corner. And then at one point we had to actually run for a Flixbus because we were late. It was very smooth. It was easy to run with these. And once we got to Bologna, it was a bit crowded, but it was easy to maneuver around people with these. So overall, we just give level 8 a big win. You can read more about it in the review that we're gonna put in the description. Now back to regularly scheduled programming. It was finally time for our tortellini workshop. Despite Bologna being the center for tortellini and tortelloni, there were only a few of these workshops offered. We booked this experience through Get Your Guide, which is our favorite partner for all things tours and experiences. So let's see how it went.
So we just washed our hands because we were doing pasta till now. We did tortellini, tortelloni. What was the name of the other one?
Tagliatelle. Something with the throat.
Something, yeah, like gargalismi.
Yeah. Do you think that you are capable enough to become a sfollino now? Sfollino.
Not. But I want to improve because it was so much fun. And we tried also the freshly made tortellino, and it was already good, delicious. The dough inside is so special, so savory, with parmesan, crudo, and more beef, and the noce moscata.
Yeah, and now we're gonna go eat some tortellone. So let's go do it.
Hungry.
Okay.
We tried this tortelloni with, what do they have inside? Try parmesan. Ciao. Ciao.
But the tour didn't end there. Our guide led us across town to yet another tortellini laboratory, where we enjoyed a true tasting experience. These labs have been springing up all over the city as fewer and fewer people prepare tortellini at home in today's modern world. And they delivered on their portions. It's really nice. Good texture.
Can you explain all the...
Can I explain it again? Oh my god. This is cooked in a broth with capone. Usually it's capone, you can do chicken. The inside is like the mortadella, prosciutto, crudo, parmigiano, and nutmeg, forse. and pork loin, okay. You never use a Bolognese sauce, but in this case, this is a Parmesan cream sauce. Okay, it's delicious, yeah. Okay, sun is out. Okay, as you can see, tortellini done. If you come to Bologna, do this tour. It was so worth it. And at the end, we even got a little gift as well, which I imagine is tortellini related. A cute Bologna bag with the tortellini, 2 of them, and it's a little Bologna magnet with tortellini. Looks better than mine. Yeah, so this is a really cool tour. There's not really anything else like it in Bologna, surprisingly. So we'll put the QR code.
As you can see, the tower is leaning like the Pisa Tower, but they're trying to fix it because there's not only the church, which is very valuable behind, but also activities and the other towers. That's why at the moment you can't go on top of it.
Why are there these towers in the first place, you may ask? Bologna used to actually have over or close to 100 of these speculatively. I think there's about 20 left or so, but this was during a time when there was a lot of restiveness, let's say, and a lot of the richer, more wealthy haves would create these towers to actually protect themselves and their families
and their
potential invasions.
And then they even started to compete on the height of the tower between families, like somehow as they do today with skyscrapers.
Power. So just been an incredible sight to see all these towers from afar. Wish they were still here, but
behind us we have a very stylish guide. I think she's more stylish than me, and she's just showing or talking about the Archigimnasio, which is that thing. It was like basically a place where they unified the teaching there, so it was some kind of like a university. Then it was an elementary school, and now it's a library. And Bologna is known with 3 names, which is La Dotta because of its university, La Grassa, the fat, because of its rich cuisine, and then La Rossa because of the architecture, the roof of the houses, the bricks too, and generally its middle-aged character. So Piazza Santo Stefano is the end of our tour because really the tortellini and the wine especially made us sleepy. And the weather is also changing, but it's nice, it's very fresh. And this is behind me is like this monument. We can only see like 2 facades of churches. It's called the 7 Churches. It has a long story. It's not very clear why it's called 7 Churches, although there are 7 churches inside. And actually, it was in the antiquity a temple of Isis, the Egyptian goddess. So let's go and explore. There are still a lot to see in Bologna, but yeah, I guess we're done for today.
It's really peaceful. The rain. But actually this square is really good if you want to do an aperitivo. So maybe that's what we go and do after this, because it's time to chill out a little bit and
Enough
consume
culture
more
for today.
Okay, so it's time to go out on the town.
On Saturday night.
Okay, Bologna is known to have a pretty big LGBTQ plus scene. Maybe not pretty big, let's say. It's a bit quaint, but it's known to be quite a liberal place.
One of the most liberal in Italy.
Yes.
Not as a big scene as Milan, but for example today we went to a very nice bar. The name is Barattolo, which basically means can.
Okay.
Yeah. And now, before going out to a club which is called Red we go to another bar.
Yeah, it's a center
basically.
actually. It's also like a LGBTQ plus center, but it becomes a club at night. Because I guess Bologna is quite famous for activism, and it's quite. What's cool about the culture here is they're very active in protests, demonstrations, and stuff. So that very much lives on even in the nightlife too. So yeah, I mean, we won't show you too much tonight just because we're probably going to make another reel about it and we'll have a blog post about it. But it's hard to balance wanting to do day activities with night activities. I'm tired, but we're going to prevail. Ok, andiamo.
Good morning.
Buongiorno.
Behind us is the Porta of Saragossa, like the city in Spain, and this is the start of today's trail. We haven't slept enough.
4 hours.
Yeah.
As expected.
Yeah, it's Sunday morning and we were out last night, as you know.
This is meant to be the longest portico system in the world, I guess. There's 666 arches and it goes on for a total of 3,796 meters from the Porta di Saragozza
to the sanctuary of the Madonna di San Luca, which is on top of the hill behind us.
So it's quite a long walk, I guess. It's meant to be an hour and 15, hour and 45. So let's get started right away.
Going. I think we should have gotten the bus for the first part, considering we are tired.
Yeah, it's actually quite long. I thought it was going to immediately be like in the countryside or something. I don't know why. And we're still quite in Bologna. There's nice little cafes in the porticos. But yeah, it's definitely a long portico. That's for sure.
Never ending.
Yeah. And I've given Fabio the backpack with all our equipment in it.
2 laptops and
a
much
camera.
more stuff.
Yeah. Very sweaty.
Okay, we made it to the top of the sanctuary of San Luca's Madonna.
It's hard, I can never remember that.
And yeah, it was worth it.
Totally.
And yeah, despite I'm coming from the region beside Emilia-Romagna, yeah, I didn't really know much about this place, but I can totally recommend it.
And it's also really cool just going through the longest portico in
yeah.
the world. Anyway, the rain has come in, and this is a great time for us to conclude our Bologna video. It was so much fun. So yeah, thank you for staying with us. Leave some comments, subscribe. Thank you again, Level 8, for...
Thank you, Level 8, for making our travel smoother and luxurious.
And you'll see a link in the bottom of the description if you're interested in those bags. So anyway,
Ciao from Italy.
grazie mille, and we see you at the next place.